Thank you all for joining another episode of Behind the Mic, powered by REVOLT Podcast Network. I'm your host, Wize Grazette, RPN Community Manager and Podcast Enthusiast. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at REVOLT Podcast Network, and follow us on Twitter at REVOLT Podcast. Now, I have one quick ask for you all. Please, at this moment right now, subscribe to Behind the Mic wherever you listen to podcasts. Give us a 5-star rating, whether that's YouTube, whether that's Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I promise you, we would really appreciate it. Well, now you all know a little bit about us, but our guest today, I say this all the time. Like, I have a friend that's coming to the show, but this guy right here, this my man's right here. This is my bro. This is the homie, my comrade, Devin Wingfield. Is in the building.
What up? Cue the applause. What up, Wize? I appreciate you too, and I'm happy to be here, Brody.
Dev, y'all. So just for the audience to know, I had to call his peoples to get this organized. You actually came on a great episode, though. It's episode 10. It's a great opportunity for us to look back and then look forward. So it is the beginning of 2025. Shout out to 2025. Devin, tell us a little more about yourself, first and foremost, before we dive into the podcast.
Yeah, man. I'm happy to be here. I appreciate you, homie. The feeling is mutual. We definitely are comrades in this, man. Brothers, family. I appreciate you for sure. My background, man, for everybody that's watching this, okay, if you know Wize, you know Wize is from the biggest cultural landmarks, right? You know, New York, Carolina, even he an island boy, okay? But me, while I'm from none of those places, man, I am proudly from the Midwest, Cleveland, Ohio, man. And a little bit about me is I fell in love with podcasting and media back when I was a teenager. And what started as me watching The Breakfast Club turned into me subconsciously studying journalism, studying broadcasting. And so from the time I was a teenager to now in my adult years, I've been blessed with opportunities to create content through broadcasting, collaborate and consult with creatives like you, creatives like REVOLT, the people at REVOLT, man, and just really do some amazing things over the past 10, 15 years of my life, all because I took a hobby and was crazy enough to make it my mission to pursue it as a full-time lifestyle and opportunity. I'm a passionate person, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. I was working in California on some media stuff, and I remember my coworkers at the time were saying like, yo, Dev, we need you to tone down the passion. And I'm like, bro, that is impossible for me, bro. Like, I am literally a walking ball of passion, man. I'm grateful to be able to do this and be able to feed my family and take care of myself. Like being able to get on the call with you today and get on this podcast episode today, I don't take for granted that, you know, my rent is going to be paid because of this interview today. And so I'm appreciative, man. And so, yeah, man, I come from Cleveland, Ohio. I come from a background in media. What I'll say is this too. I did take the standard route of going to school for media, but when I graduated, bro, there were no opportunities for me. Like, I thought that when I graduated, the jobs would be lined up, waiting to hire me. And that was not the case at all. It actually was, man, I had to get in the field, bro. I had to get in the field. And so even though I did come from the school route, I really attribute a lot of my success and where I am today to entrepreneurship. And I think I may have said this to you a couple times. My oldest brother who helped raise me I saw a lot of his influence from New York. Like he grew up in like the Jay-Z Cam era. And I model a lot of my work ethic from the 90s New York work ethic of waiting outside the office in the middle of the winter time for 10, 12 hours for the CEO to walk in, and just different things like that, man. And so that's who I am, man. I try to bring passion to the work in the podcast space. I've been blessed to be able to lead the REVOLT Podcast Network, work alongside you and so many other creatives. So that was a long-winded version I'm just telling y'all to be passionate.
Be passionate as hell. As hell.
Yeah,
because
as hell.
There are a lot of people who are in New York, from New York. So I'm going to speak on my own people. There are a lot of people who are in New York who don't have that passion, and they get by because they're in New York, they're in the right place. But having that passion is what takes you from Cleveland to New York or to LA or to anywhere, you know, to the point where you now could be in Cleveland, right? Working for Revolt instead of your career, doing your thing and supporting your community in Cleveland. So,
we blessed because the world is so accessible. People are so accessible now. Man, I went through the phases of before I was managing REVOLT Podcast Network. I was DMing people on Instagram for internships and volunteer opportunities. And I remember there was somebody from New York, and this person helped me out a lot. But there was somebody from New York that I DM'd them. And in this DM about trying to intern with them, I told them, like, I will not stop DMing you until you respond to me. And that's when, so either you're going to say yes or you're going to say no. And that's when I'll stop DMing you. But until you tell me something, every day I'm going to DM you my resume and my portfolio, and we're going to get something cracking. And so it wasn't that first person, but he connected me to somebody else that helped change my life and give me the opportunity to be where I am now. So yeah, bro, I completely understand that.
Incredible.
And being from Cleveland is like that as well, man. Coming from a small town is most people only are able to see home and what's going on in home. And I was blessed with a family of people who my visions and what they poured into me was never about just being at home. It was always about being the best I could be and seeing the world. I was blessed where I traveled young on vacation with family. I ran track, so I would travel with my teammates. And those things showed me the world. And so because I was able to see the world, I never stopped thinking about the world. Like it never stopped or started with just Cleveland, Ohio. So a lot of blessings for sure.
Big blessings. We have this new playlist on Spotify called B-Sides Track of the Week, where you can find all of the guests are behind the mic, all their favorite music on this playlist. So check it out. It's exclusive to Spotify. Tap in. So B-side tracks to me are songs that aren't really as popular per se, but are just as good or better than A-side songs. So Devin, what B-side song do you want to share with us today and why?
My B-side track is from Hov, and it is Come and Get Me, bro. And yeah, for those of you who don't know, you know, the chorus is Come and Get Me. And man, he really just for me, the reason why I like this song is I feel like I'm at a place in life where I'm really starting to transition into my business owner, corporate boss phase. And this song has so many just bars and things that are reminiscent of Jay-Z going from rapper to label owner. And I feel like that's a lot of my career, going from podcaster to learning about the industry to now managing a podcast network. So I'm going to Come and Get Me. I mean, there's so many other B-sides as well. I've been listening to a lot of like Drake, Look What You've Done, just because it's the holiday season. And I've been real passionate about spending time with my family. And so I'm appreciative of their sacrifices as well. So I would say Come and Get Me by Jay-Z, and then Look What You've Done by Drake have been my B-sides. Man.
Okay, we're putting both of those on the playlist. You're going to be the only person with 2 songs on there. But we're putting both of them on the playlist. All right. We know a little bit about you behind the mic, but we're going to dive even deeper now, right? So, Devin, what's one family tradition or value that you carry with you on a day-to-day basis?
Man, I'm the youngest of, it's 4 of us in total. I'm the youngest, and we grew up, my mom, shout out to her, she raised us so well, did the best she could, and did an amazing job at that. And everybody took care of each other in some way. And so my family value is doing my best to take care of the people around me. Not even just family, but if we share in a space together, taking care of the people that are within that space. I would say that's my family value. And then the last thing I'm going to say to elaborate on that, I don't know if it's a Midwest thing, but Rich Paul, who is LeBron's agent, is from Cleveland as well. And he released a book called Lucky Me. And this entire book was basically about him growing up in the crack epidemic and how his mom and his father, even though they struggled, they cared about everybody on the street. So they would grow up. When he would get too big for his clothes, his mom would take him to the kids down the street. And so I would say that that's the family tradition for me, man. And the value for me is just taking care of people in space, bro. We work in entertainment and creative, and there is a stigma that the industry is dog eat dog. And I'm positive that there are a lot of times where that is the case. But what I feel like what me and you do well, and what I've been blessed to be guided by others, I haven't had that experience where I felt like I was in a dog eat dog situation. I had great teachers, great mentors. And so I just try to do that same thing.
Now, I know that we've talked a lot about your mentors, outside of this, but focusing specifically on track now, right? How would you feel like track kind of centered you or helped you with discipline as you were growing up?
Dog, it made me, I don't know if you ever ran track before, if you know a lot about track, but it's this event called the 400. And it's basically where you sprint the entire lap of a track. And it's not a jog. It's literally a sprint. Everybody, from the time the gun goes off to the time you get to the finish line, everybody is running as hard as they can. And we would practice running these, and I would run them at track meets as well. But the reason why I bring that up is because this race is so hard and tough on the mind and body that it gets you comfortable with being uncomfortable and working hard and pushing your body and mind to the limits. And it would be a lot of times where I will run this race, and shout out to my coach, Coach Sullins. It will be a lot of times where I will run this race and I will want to quit, bro. I'm relatively small and built, and a lot of times when I'm competing, people were taller than me or much stronger than me. But I'm going out there and I'm like putting my heart into it, bro. And I would want to quit so many times, but I got pride in both good ways and bad ways. And so my pride would never let me quit, bro. And the track really exposed me to hard work. And I'll tell you this too. It was my first experience seeing myself get better at something. I think a lot of people, I think a lot of people quit or don't do things because they're afraid that they won't get better. And I was blessed to be able to see myself be garbage to being a state champion, to being able to run in college. And so track, man, really shaped. Honestly, to be real with you, this is just me in track form. Podcasting is just track to me. It's adversity, bro. I love adversity. So that's how it shaped me for sure.
Yo, if y'all have listened to other episodes of Behind the Mic, I've said this plenty of times. But Devin, I talk to Devin 3-4 times a week, extended conversations, and I never knew that Devin was a state champion. So y'all, I love Behind the Mic. Y'all, you get to learn more about the people. It's
for sure. Dog, I dedicated hours to track for a long time, bro. I ran track for so long. So I ran track from the time I was a freshman in high school to the time I graduated from college. And bro, it was the only thing that I loved, bro.
Wow.
I had a girlfriend at the time, and she was like, "You always choosing track. You always," and I'm like, "Listen, boo, I love you dearly, but I will never, ever in my life put you before track and field." So like, dog, when I tell you, I love the track. I love track, and that's why I loved podcasting too, because at the time when I got into podcasting, it wasn't as commercial as it is now. And it was something that I could work at, bro. Like I could just constantly practice and get better. I could go and watch Charlemagne. I can go and volunteer at my local radio station and learn from the people that's hosting. I think one of my strengths is like the ability to learn and be coachable. Track taught me how to be coachable. And so I would just watch people, bro, and just learn from people. So yeah, I love track, and I can't wait to move to a point in life where I'm coaching.
Oh wow, okay. Coach Sullins, is that the guy? Is his son on the podcast?
No negations. Yep. Yep. Yeah, for sure. Come on now, we gonna show love. we gonna show love. So D is my best friend in life, and his dad was my high school coach. And so we started as best friends, and then his dad started coaching our high school team.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So your best friend dad wasn't gonna let you do no craziness out there.
Come on now. And dog, and I'm gonna be real, and that is your friends are so much of a reflection of you. It's so true when they say birds of a feather flock together. If you hanging with 16 people who all not doing right, I could put money up that you ain't doing right either. But my boy D was so great at track that I was like, I'm gonna kick it with him. And if I kick it with him long enough, I'll be half as good. And then sure enough, it took me to places where I couldn't even imagine.
Behind the mic, y'all.
Shout out to Behind the Mic, man.
That's crazy. Wow. Wow. All right. So y'all, on the other side of this break, we're kicking it into overdrive with our rapid fire game. So we'll catch you right after this commercial break. And we're back, y'all. Thanks for sticking around. Now we're kicking it into overdrive with a rapid fire round of overrated or underrated. Devin, are you ready for this 30-second countdown game?
I have no idea what you're about to ask me. And so I just hope to be as ready as I could be.
Bet. Okay. So we are starting the clock in 3, 2, 1. Influencer boxing matches, overrated or underrated?
I'm gonna say underrated. Can I say why or no?
Yes. Oh, go ahead.
They bring attention to the sport, man. At the end of the day, views, bring money, bring advertisers, man. I'm gonna say underrated. I want to see a couple more people fight.
Bet. Okay. TikTok life hacks, overrated or underrated?
Dude, underrated. They saved my life. They saved my life. Underrated. Please don't get rid of TikTok. I need it.
Right. And we are done. We're done. See, super quick, super fast, nothing too crazy. But yes, we definitely want the folks to know what you think is overrated, underrated. I mean, listen, I know that Tyson and what was the boy name again?
Jake Paul from Ohio, by the way.
I was about to say.
Come on.
He's from Ohio. Y'all, I text Devin about the fight. He's, that's my guy from Ohio. I might have to go for him. You were right, though. You were right.
But listen, though, I love Tyson, bro. I'm always going to ride with our people. I love Tyson. And I wanted Tyson to win. But he's older, man, and that's not fair. But that fight reminds me, like, Celebrity Deathmatch was a big thing. Even though it was animated, like, bro, we should have so many more people getting in the ring. And not to be too serious about it, but I would love if, like, we could do more, like, charity events around that and have less beef in the world. Have less beef. And even if it's not boxing, let's hoop. Let's hoop the beef out.
No, that's real. That's actually pretty real. I got some beef right now that I would love to jump in the box ring. That's
real. Yo, is my saying for 2025, bro. I promise you. I'm
crying. Yo, okay, Dad, before we end the episode, what's one thing you want people to know about you that they wouldn't get from, knowing that you are part of REVOLT Podcast Network, knowing that you work with all these amazing podcasters? What would that one thing be?
I recently took up boxing. I love it. It's very fun. It's a great way to stay in shape. And I don't know, man, I'm kind of like a growth junkie, bro. Like, whatever will get me on a fast pace to, like, self-development or self-improvement, I'm here for it. I lived in California for a little bit as well, and I hated it. And so that's something else that I would tell people. Yeah, if you were to know something about me, is that I really do this Midwest stuff. I'm a nature boy. I think that's a better answer. I talked to you a lot over the summer and throughout the 2024 year about spending time in the woods and being on the lake. And so that's something as well.
Dev, listen, it was an absolute pleasure to have you on this episode. We have a huge announcement. Huge announcement. This winter class is going live this week. This is the week of January 8th. I hate to date things, but this week, January 8th, is the
sure.
launch of the new winter class. Tell us a little bit about it, Dev.
Yeah. This is our best class for a few reasons. I think that this winter class, from our shows that are sports shows, from our shows that are college or Gen Z based shows, from our shows that are hip hop or LGBTQ plus focused, I was lucky enough to work alongside you. And, you know, I know you sometimes don't always like shout outs, but I want to shout you out because your creative direction with this class, I felt and feel really reflect what our audience is at Revolt and what you and I are trying to build at Revolt Podcast Network. And so we have a variety of shows that in those markets that I just mentioned, and I'm excited to get them rolling. And yeah, I know that we hate dating things, but this week, January 8th, this class is launching. So don't miss out. You either with it, you either going to be on the boat or you're not going to be on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited, man. This class is coming in with so many resources too, as we grow the podcast network. We just recently partnered with RAP, which is Red Circle's advertising platform. And this platform is allowing us to bring in more revenue for our podcasters. You yourself have launched Behind the Mic and taken up so many new responsibilities in editorial and community management. And these are things that didn't always exist at Revolt Podcast Network. And so as we grow this podcast network, this new class is so blessed to be able to come into all of these new resources and opportunities. And I'm excited, man. We've been doing Powered by Creators since the summertime. And I'm excited to continue to do Powered by Creators and even elevate it in 2025, man. And we got the right pieces, man. I'm excited. I want to do one more shout out. Shout out to our summer interns. We both had a great opportunity to work with some really intelligent young people over the summer. And I love taking in and being able to see the work that we do in real time, bro. It'd be like so crazy to see the things that people are able to create. And, you know, even when, shout out to you and our friends over at Afros and Audio, like even that experience and that opportunity, man. So we've really been killing stuff over at Revolt Podcast Network, and we got a ton more collabs to come. So shout out to the winter class, shout out to Red Circle, shout out to Wize and Behind the Mic, man. These are all pivotal moments in this podcast shit.
Nah, for sure. And Dev, I say it all the time. If y'all ever caught me on YouTube Live, you would think Devin Wingfield's right next to me because I be shouting him out all the time. But let me tell y'all something. I've been on Revolt Podcast Network since 2022. And Devin Wingfield, this is that man right here.
I appreciate it.
Y'all don't play with this man. Aside from the boxing.
Yeah, right. Facts.
That man is real smart. Sure. That man's a genius. So, Devin, do you want the folks to follow you on socials? I know you be kind of like social private. Okay.
Nah, for sure. But nah, you follow me on socials because I post memes a lot and I want y'all to laugh with me. So follow me on IG at FKA_The Voice. That's really the only one that I post on the most is IG. So follow me on IG. Follow me on LinkedIn at Devin Wingfield. We do have a Powered by Creators newsletter as well. So if you follow me on LinkedIn, you'll have access to that. And we just released tips about podcasting, growing your podcast, SEO, etc. So yeah, man, tap in with me, reach out to me. I'm always looking to give away information. So please hit me up with questions or comments.
Okay. And y'all, FKA_The Voice. He ain't talk about singing now. So y'all know it's more to that.
Hey, now I will say, some people have said I can hit a little bit of a note, but what I won't be doing on this podcast is trying that. So just know that. Some people have said, yo, was you singing? And I'm like, yeah, but, you know.
We'll see. We'll leave all the singing for Jiggy Jones. Make sure y'all check out that episode with Jiggy and Creative Convos. And we out, y'all. Again, this is Wize Grazette. Y'all can follow me on social media at The Real Wize, Wize. I'm internationally known on the microphone as Wiz, Wizzy, and Wise. See y'all.